rock and roll.
Well, hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host, the amazing Super Chris Mallard. Thank you for joining me. My co-host, Ryan, is here. She's here. Kelly is also here. The amazing Super Kelly is here. It's going to be a fun day. It's always a fun day. We're going to be taking calls. The topic of the day is, do Christian callers tend to treat women worse when women atheists on the calls? Do they tend to? That's kind of where we're going to start the day out and see what kind of fun it can bring us. We'll be back. I mean, because I know it's a really... Is anybody out there going to be surprised, by the notion that Christians are harsher on women than they are on men? I don't know. Let's find out here in just a minute. We'll be back. Oh, wrong page. It's on the wrong page. There we go. All right, here we go.
Have you sinned again? Oh, and it's bad this time. A chicken just won't do. But wait, you don't have a goat for your burnt offering. Oh no, the Lord's wrath is upon you.
Insignificant person whose name I don't know, you have sinned. Probably. I shall smite thee.
What do you do? You're all out of goats. She left you for another man.
Fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles.
No goat? No problem. Just light one of these bad boys and let the sweet, savory scent of burning goat flesh rise up to the heavens.
Is that goat?
It's easy, it's fast, and deluxe models even have patented technology that produces a goat screaming sound as the wick burns.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented candles. Save a goat, burn a candle.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles are part of our You Do You Jew interfaith outreach program.
When you sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. When the Lord requires that pungent smell, light a candle or you're going to hell.
All right, we are back. Good morning, everyone. I have got the my co-hosts here, these wonderful people. Let's bring them up. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, hey, that works out really nice. I was wondering how the screen with the new layout was going to look. I think it looks pretty good. Yeah. We get... Rule of acquisition number 33 states it never hurts to suck up to the boss. You okay, buddy? Get with Papa. Get him over here. No, you're getting an early puppy, computer engineer, for those of you who aren't familiar with Ollie. Let me get this out of the way. See if I can see Ollie. Get up there, man, with your chair. Ugh. There's Ollie. He's been over. He likes to sit with Papa and whining. There we go. Good buddy. Good dog. Good beast. No audio. You have no audio. There we go. That's better.
That's better?
Harris?
Let's see. Talk.
Hello. Hi, I'm talking.
Ryan are silent. Are we still silent?
No.
Let us know.
Are we still silent?
Hit the like.
There we go.
No, as long as you're not echoing, because there's a possibility that they're hearing two of you. As long as they're not hearing two of you.
At least we got an atheist mechanic out there to help us fix things.
True. Very true. Good morning, atheist mechanic.
Engineer.
Fern Lovebond was one of the first ones to kick in the door this morning. Atheist mechanic. Of course, Rainbow Ash. Secular Feeling was always one of the early birds out looking for a worm. But mouse gets the cheese.
Exactly. That's what my granddad always used to say.
That's right. There are a lot of phrases that we don't know. People don't know. They use wrong. For example, I will give you an example. The phrase, blood is thicker than water. What does that mean? Either one of you, I'll just kind of let you get, your thoughts.
Well, I know what it's supposed to mean, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
but it is a weird expression. I'll give you that. It's a weird expression.
Yeah, it's an idiom that it would probably, oh, is that me ringing? Would be confusing to people.
I think it is.
Sorry, guys.
A ringy person. Okay, so blood is thicker than water, meaning your relationship to your family is stronger than your relationship to your friends. Bonds you make.
Right.
Okay. That's not what it means, though. The whole
But I don't know
phrase,
that I don't even know that that's even true.
Well, the whole phrase is actually the blood of the womb. Is that right? No, the water of the womb is blood of the. I don't know, but you actually say it wrong. I got to go find it. The blood of the womb is stronger than the water of spring.
Ah, where does it? Do you know where it comes from?
But the water of the womb is stronger than the blood. I got to look it up. Yeah. The whole thing, when you know the whole phrase, we're using it backwards.
Whoopsies.
It wouldn't be the first time that all of humanity got something wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
The blood of the womb is thicker than the water of the sea.
Can I answer the question of the show?
Oh, yeah, we're going to get to you. Let me just do this. I got it real quick. Let's see. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Blood of your friendship to other people is thicker than the water of the womb. So almost everybody uses it backwards. Blood is thicker than water, but the blood of the covenant, but you're not related to, thicker than the water from. That's what it is. Okay, so let's go, Kelly. Let's see. You've probably got the most on-call experience. What are your?
Yes, it's true. It's not true of all Christians, but many of them do. Many of them are very misogynistic, totally, and Muslims are really bad at it. I think Ryan experienced that with one of our Muslim callers here last week or the week before.
Yeah, with
male Muslim callers tend to be really, really bad at over talking and ignoring a female host. It's really sad. And you get a lot of misogynistic, far right Christian nationalists too that are same thing. There's nothing a woman will say to them that will make any sense. But will make any difference to them at all. It's just in one ear and right out the other. They just don't give a shit.
They don't want to hear it.
Yeah, women are second-class citizens to them. It sucks. It's bullshit. But
I watched this one channel, and sorry, I always forget channel names, but she has callers. And one of the recent videos, it was just, same old recycled, women should not be speaking and yada, yada. And she just hands it so eloquently. And by eloquently, I mean, she just makes them feel stupid by saying silly shit back to them. And I just love that for her because we really don't have to argue the Bible with them all the time when they get like that. Like, I don't have to stay on the level and, well, the scripture actually says, or how about this scripture versus the, just be right back at them just as disrespectful. And I really like that about her, that she's like, okay, well, if you're going to give it to me like that, I'm going to give it right back to you.
Yeah, I always give it right back to whatever I'm getting. I first try to calm them down, but some people you just can't. They're out for a fight.
You can't. Right? Yeah, so, you can't.
Yeah.
Fern Lovebond says, also look into the development of curiosity killed the cap. If I remember right, the rest of that goes in satisfaction, but satisfaction brought it back. So most of us use it to mean don't get too curious, but the real thing is like, be too curious. You'll be satisfied. You could be satisfied or die. Anyway.
So I said 50-50.
Right. Here's something Hell's Bell says. You don't have to be far right Christian. There are progressive people who are Christian. See, that's kind of where I was going to go. Thank you for joining us this morning, Hell's Bell. Thank you. And Orla, Seraph, thank you. One of the things is, all right, is it Christian men or is it just men? Is it just men? Regardless of where, it doesn't really matter. You're going to find a percentage of men everywhere who are going to be douchebags to women. It just doesn't seem to matter.
Yep, I think you're right. But I do think that some religions do foster it more, though, as well. So the Bible, look at the Quran. They're neither one are very nice to women, you know.
Oh no.
So I mean, that whole idea of religion kind of fosters more and more that misogyny and sexism.
Mm-hmm. And it's
we
a
were-
scale too.
Yeah. Yeah. We were talking, Ryan and I were talking about this new series coming out from, I don't know, what is it? Some show series. And the series is The Faithful Women of the Bible. And they go through, they're starting with Sarah and just hitting all the words, what we would think is the worst examples. But what they're looking for is women who submitted, women who stuck it out in the name of God, no matter how shitty things got. I think that's what they're looking for. Kind of don't think we're going to find Lot's wife is really one of those known as a hero. No, probably.
Never.
Job's wife.
People love to make jokes about her.
Oh yeah. Little salty wench was she.
I was going to say something about being salty, but you beat me to it.
Light and fast. Well, you know, we have.
It got to be quicker than Chris.
You must. We do. I want to say hello to Ryan and to Kelly for joining me this morning, and to everybody in the chat. I've already hit some of them. Communists, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Workers, farmers, what loveliness is going on? What loveliness is going on? Thank you.
Hi, Austin.
And Austin. Is Austin here?
Yeah, Austin is here.
Oh, okay.
I love Austin. He's awesome.
And God is here. God is here. Pale Horse. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. It's been an interesting ride. I'd like to talk with Kelly's here, and I expect he's probably got the most experience talking with theists. Originally in my brain, even the question was just, are Christians, and I stopped into the line, more aggressive towards women theists on these calls? But, you know,
I don't want to say they all are, but definitely, I think there's a larger percentage of them that are. Yeah.
So it was. I didn't even factor in the Muslims or any of these other cultures, the Middle Eastern specific, or any of them. I don't know enough to speak to it really, but I do believe they're very misogynistic in their ways, and I didn't even think about them. I was just thinking about Christian callers.
I would say, yeah.
Ryan, did you?
I don't know how you would get around that.
Did you? Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes the forest, right? Sometimes the forest. Did you the other day feel at any point that the caller was being misogynistic towards you? I mean, sometimes we get in a conversation, we talk over each other, etc. Do you feel like he was that way more towards you, or what are your thoughts?
Which one specifically? Are you talking about the Muslim caller or
Faisal? I think we're talking about Faisal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely, because I was very rational and logic with my explanation, and he attributed to emotion. And even when I contested, like, hey, you know, I know myself, and it's not just an emotional thing. He just persisted. So I was like, okay, well, what I say doesn't matter. So
that is true. Huh? Just went right to you're an emotional female, emotional woman.
Yep.
Hysterical comes from the hyster, which is your your uterus area is where the word hysterical comes from, because you women are hysterical. I found it interesting myself.
Indeed. Yep. Pretty typical. Used to it, I guess.
The call I found the most interesting, to be fair, was the what do you call it? The Scientologists? You know? That was a powerfully interesting call.
Yeah, that was fun.
Just don't
privileged to get a Scientologist calling.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to get a lot of those. I wonder what the odds of us actually getting a female Scientologist. Interesting.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
just like you don't get many JW callers. Like, if I'd be surprised if people got JW callers.
What do you think our chances are of getting a Raelian caller?
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about, if we did get a caller from a JW female or a Scientologist female or a Mormon female, You know, all we'd have to do is like tell them, hey, know your place. I'm talking.
Well, you and I could, right?
Ryan couldn't. Ryan did not think that was funny.
No, like I said, I'm used to it.
No.
Like an everyday thing. You get the jokes.
Yeah. Well, the fact that they're so unawares. You know, I mean, we make a joke because we recognize it as being what it is, but they just don't even see it.
Or if they do, they just don't care because they're in a different classification. They're in a different hierarchy when it comes to the divine, and therefore, you know, that trumps everything.
You got to keep that door to heaven open, man.
They got to gatekeep that door to heaven is what they got to do, and that's what they're trying to do.
We've spoken on the show for a long time about how, at least in my opinion, religion, right from its incept, at least to some degree, has been a device almost solely created by men almost solely for the purpose of controlling an entire other half of the gender, the other gender of the species. The Old Testament, it starts out with condemning woman. Be a man's helper, and your joy in your relationship with your husband is a punishment from God because Eve ate the apple. I mean, women are thrown right under that bus right from the beginning in the Old Testament, and it doesn't get any better. Almost all the women are either used horrifically, looking at you, Sarai, sorry, or they're just outright villains, looking at you, Job's wife. I don't know your name. Probably nobody does. Or they're left out completely. Genesis chapter 7, where they just don't mention.
Yep. And it's not even that old of a story. So it's pretty obvious that they were like, when we start this book, we got to put something right off the bat, right up front. We need to get like 3 words in and blame that girl.
And make sure women know their place right away.
Yeah, like we got to get right to the point, and then the rest will just fill in the blank. She'll pick up what we're putting down.
Orla mentions, I need to move that. Orla mentions that the helper still doesn't mean slave, but some folks definitely treat it as that. That's true. I could actually concede that point. Helper does not mean slave. It doesn't, but it does not mean equal. It could have, and see, that's the whole deal. It created Adam first and created woman later. And instead of creating woman at the same time, it created her later. And instead of deeming her an equal, it deemed her a helper. And all of these things have been used throughout human history to oppress women. Just those things alone. It even mentions it in the New Testament, uses the facts of the Old Testament and Eve to punish women.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even wait. Right.
As you said, I do think, and a lot of times I think there are better explanations or better context or ideas that they're trying to get through to you that aren't necessarily like in your face. So I get that. And I sometimes, I work in the Bible like that. But again, as I say to you, Chris, I have to also get on the level, and we do, on the level what the Christians think. And the Christians think that the story is true, that these people actually existed, that we came from them, that we inherited sin, and it all stems from her. So yeah, as much I love the helper thing, and I love the whole goddess thing. I do think there's goddess imagery. I think it's telling another story that is much deeper. But breaking through, I'm not going to be able to do that for society. True.
That there's so many people, and that's the whole deal. Remember when at the beginning of my videos about the evil God monster of Abraham, how I'm going through the book using the NSV version just because million people use this book, it's got to be good enough. If it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. And although there are people like Dr. Kip and all those who I love, that they keep that and know the original, like you, that this is not the first mention of God, that Asherah and El and all this other business had a history long before what these people are talking about. This is just the pruned down version. But you can't argue with people who don't know that shit. They have no idea. In the beginning, there was God, and then there was darkness, and then there was... how many Christians out there don't believe in a Lilith? Not in the Bible.
Probably
they read, anyway.
most. I'd say probably a good portion of them might not even know who she is, or, vaguely heard of her. But yeah, I doubt it. They're probably afraid because it's connected allegedly to something more dark and sinister. So they'd be like, "Oh, it's a cult. That's taboo. Please, don't talk about it. The demons are gonna like me."
Well, the way I've usually gotten it with Lilith is that essentially she was, I want to say, Adam's first wife. That's probably incorrect, but she just wouldn't submit and put up with his shit. And so they got rid of her, vilified her, and brought in Eve, who would submit and kowtow to Adam. And that's the story. In a single breath, that's the story of what I know of Lilith. Would I be terribly wrong?
Long and short.
Is that right?
I said long and short. Yeah. Go ahead, Kelly.
I just said so Lilith was uppity.
Yeah, that's how they would paint her if they even did talk about her. I don't know when the story kicked off. I think it's actually pretty late in Jewish mysticism, but I don't remember exactly. But it does tie into some older stuff, but it might not even necessarily be negative. It's just the spin that would be put on it, because they don't like women.
Right. Women are a threat to the power of a man in so many ways. And history, especially the teachings of the Bible, lay that out for us. How afraid they were of women finding any sort of footing that called it equality at all.
Mm-hmm.
And we see that,
not like that.
And they're not very ambiguous about it in the Old Testament, and the New Testament doesn't really clarify anything about not being a misogynistic cunt. So they bring that forward. And how many religious sects, I want to say cults, there are of Christianity alone that won't allow women to teach a man? And let's not even go into Islam. I can't imagine women. Like, there's so stricter rules. Women have to be at the back when the thing,
Mm-hmm.
And there's lots of reasons.
It does say in the Bible that women have to keep their mouths shut in the temple, right? Doesn't it?
First,
that's probably part of what they back it up with.
Yeah.
probably.
I couldn't tell you where it's at, but I'm pretty sure it's in there somewhere.
Now, isn't that probably like 1 Timothy 22, where it says women should not be allowed to speak or teach some of that business, if I remember right?
Yeah,
My cannabis-riddled
like
brain remembers all that business. Okay, good.
Just don't get uppity, damn it.
Yeah. You'll have to get rid of you and pretend you never existed.
If I remember right, the haughty women got scabs on their heads. Oh, how am I remembering all this shit? Do you know what I'm talking about? Haughty women getting scabs on their heads?
No, I honestly know little to none about the Quran.
Well, this is the Bible.
The Bible?
Oh, it's the Bible? Oh, shit. My bad.
Yeah.
I was only a Christian until I was like 13 or 14, and they don't teach all the bad stories to the kids, right?
No, of course not. No.
They
don't really talk about the hemorrhoids and stuff like that God gave people.
I read the whole thing, but it was so long ago with it.
So long ago. Isaiah 3:17, therefore the Lord will bring sores on the head of the women of Zion. The Lord will make their scalps bald.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Damn,
I'm
Isaiah.
sure somewhere there, I'm
Sheesh.
sure somewhere in here it says because they're haughty. I like that they says
They like that word haughty.
Yeah.
The J-dubs like that word too.
Do they really?
Haughty.
They're haughty. In that day, the Lord will snatch away their finery, the bangles and headbands and crescent necklaces, the earrings and bracelets.
Yeah. See,
They're all pissed.
what that's Isaiah. So yeah, that it's likely talking about because the crescent and necklaces and stuff like that's symbols of the goddess. That's so funny.
Oh, really? Yeah. Got to keep her in her place, right? And this goes back. Children will rule over them. I hadn't even read the whole thing. Wow, this is kind of fascinating. A man will seize his brother within his father's house.
Some of Isaiah's stuff is interesting.
Yeah.
But when you read it though, I just think of like this crazy old dude just like rattling on about stuff. Like just like the old guy standing out the window, and as the kids are outside playing, he's looking at the curtain and like, every day these kids walk past my house and in my driveway they play in the ball. You know, that's exactly
They
what
chase my goats.
Yes,
That's right.
they kicked my goats and stole my milk.
That's right. I knew I was just dancing around the correct scripture. Here it is. A warning to the daughters of Zion, verse 16. The Lord says, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, walking with their heads held high and wanton eyes, prancing and skipping as they go, jingling the bracelets on their ankles. You said,
Yes.
yeah, the Lord will bring sores on the heads of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will make their foreheads bare. In that day, the Lord will take away their finery, their ankles, their headbands and crescents, and give them scabs on their damn heads, because that's what kind of God is this creature?
So weird, right? Like, damn, why are you so mad about another God that doesn't exist? Sheesh.
It's like they're just living their best lives, and he's like, bitch, you cannot be doing that. If my
Knock that
people
off.
see how good living life over there is under your God, they're just going to drop me like a rock. So
No being happy, no having a good time.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And the JWs used scriptures like that as to why we shouldn't wear a lot of rings or have too much jewelry, too many piercings, yada, yada, yada. Because that haughty.
Yeah, the haughty. I remember somewhere along the way that women were not supposed to wear their hair down in the church because it might tempt the angels. Is that just a Christian Catholic myth? I thought that was is that a thing women are not supposed to wear?
I don't
Where
know.
what?
That the whole idea of tempting angels is awesome. I
Yeah,
wanna
that's
go
why
tempt
women,
some
a
angels.
I
lot of
know.
women in the church cover their hair like
Oh,
they cover their hair because there's temptation to the angels. Some of that business.
maybe. I mean, we do have an instance in the Bible where they were tempted, allegedly. So dumb.
Let me see what we've got here. Short. Man,
I'll
we
give
learn
birth
all
to
kinds of shit on this show.
That's cool.
What?
I mean, if they have superpowers and stuff, I mean, maybe they can help me out in this world. I could fight back with ice if I had like a superpower baby.
That's crazy talk. I dig it. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Me and my Nephilim baby.
Let me see here. Paul's teachings on women's head covering. I'm just gonna have to sort through this because apparently there's lots of thoughts on it. But apparently there's scripture. So I'll find the scripture. What
Paul
were you
was
saying?
obsessed with women's head covering.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, he just had to control every part of a woman's life. Now we got to decide what you can put on your head.
Okay, here we go.
Right.
Ooh, I got it. Ooh, here we go. This is of course the AI. What is it, like Chrome or some shit? Whatever's in the Google nowadays. The idea of women should keep their hair short to avoid tempting angels is not a mainstream doctrine. I didn't actually say that. I thought they had to have it covered, but rather misinterpretations of 1 Corinthians 11:10, which mentions women covering their heads because of the angels. Generally, long hair on women is considered a glory in the Bible, 1 Corinthians 11:15, and no widespread religious doctrine dictates cutting it for this reason. Apparently, they had the wrong question, but there's our scripture. Oh, 1 Corinthians 11-ish. Yeah, women covering their hairs makes the angels, gives them the rock hardy Woody. Rock hard.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
Randy
It is.
angels running
The
around.
things they used to think back then. Thank goodness we don't. Well, oh wait, I'm sorry. We don't, as in atheists, but the Christians who still believe that kind of stuff. Like, it's so hard to like you having to like a man having to micromanage somebody's life that's a lot of work. Why do you want to even do that to yourself? Don't you want to enjoy your life and just, but no, you're spending your time figuring out how you can control. That's just, whew, it's a lot of
Figuring out
effort.
what my wife can wear on her head.
Right, having to dress somebody or
It's just
control.
You know, it wouldn't be so bad, technically, I hate to say, if it were just that, but it's somebody else actually telling you what your wife should be wearing on her. No?
Exactly. Even
I'll tell you
worse.
We're going to take a quick break and do a thing. Whenever we come back, we'll talk more about this stuff. Maybe we'll get us a caller. I don't think we've had any Christians in the chat, but maybe we'll get us a caller. Let's see. Should we do, what should we do?
Awesome.
Let's do some Wild Bill. I'm feeling very Shakespeare-y today. So, Wild.
Hello, and welcome to Shakespeare with a Redneck. What the? I am Wild Bill Wigglestick, and I'll be your handsome host, your gilded guide, your cowboy concierge of Shakespeare. Dude, really? Today on Shakespeare with a Redneck, I'm going to perform the prologue from Romeo and Juliet. Damn it, Bill. Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end not could remove, is now the 2 hours traffic of our stage, the which if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. Hey, that wasn't half bad. I'm not as dumb as I look. Of course not. You'd be in a coma. Okay, so here's a quick rundown of the situation. Bill, two snot-nosed brats ignore the warnings of their learned parents and end up getting 4 people killed. Bill, come on, man, you're always blah, blah, atheist stuff, blah, blah, boring. Say something fun, for goodness sake. What? Particle is a fun word. Bill, particle, particle, particle. Bill, or talk about horses and dogs. People love horses and dogs. Or boobies. Everybody loves boobies. Bill, oh, can I say boobies on YouTube? If you close your eyes, it doesn't count. Talk about boobies then. Okay, everybody loves those cute little blue-footed bastards. It hurts right here. Culture, baby, coming at you. Avoid bringing a plague on both your houses. A plague on both your houses! By hitting that subscribe button, then that little notification bell. And bang that thumbs up button like frisky cousins at a family reunion. Thank you and take care.
Peace. Well, look at us. We are back. It is I, the amazing Super Chris. I got this number right up here. If y'all want to call and talk at us, do the thing. Of course, we'd love to hear for some Christians and see their thoughts. It's one thing for us to go and be, like we feel this way. Maybe, and I could be mistaken, maybe there's at least in their minds a legitimate reason why they tend to talk down to women. It wouldn't surprise me to see some Andrew Tate person going like, or even Charlie Kirk going, well, they're just not as educated enough. This is really why I feel like they need to shut up and listen. Who knows? I'd be curious to hear what they think. I've got the Kelly. Oh, they're back. My co-hosts are back. Yes, here they are. Good morning, people. Better than Ember.
Good morning.
Rolled up.
Hi, Amber.
Just in time.
Yeah. Charlie who? I know. Charlie Duck Kirk. But anyway.
What were you talking about? Charlie Kirk?
What kind of lies? I was probably lies. I don't remember. Lie. Let me scroll up and see what.
Yeah, he is some dead guy, and everybody's screwing his wife now too. It's a movie.
Something's up with her. Something wrong with her. Something is deeply unsettling.
If he is up in heaven, I hope he's cringing at watching his ex-wife.
Right? Oh my God, he'd be so pissed. That's the one thing I love. I wish heaven exists so he could look down at his wife and cringe at everything she's doing. Oh, that would feel so good to me.
They were giving us a hard time because us on the left were mocking him or we're enjoying his death. We were celebrating his death. I'm like, no one is celebrating his death more than his wife.
Yeah, she's the one celebrating.
Like, anyway,
she's wearing.
I don't even hanging out with that couch guy.
Oh yeah,
Couch guy, Mr. Couch.
Yeah,
who has fireworks and light displays and oh my goodness, music. It's just too much. So soon. So soon.
It is. It's crazy.
Fern Bond says, say what you want about Charlie Kirk. That's it. Just say it.
Yeah. You know, ooh, Dr. Osiris is here. Dr. Osiris not getting notifications from Twitch. I haven't been, I think I might still be streaming to Twitch. I don't know though. I haven't really been caring about it because nobody was really there. I'm sorry, Dr. Osiris, but I did happen to have, you asked for, and I have a Google Drive folder, and in that folder are my commercials that are branded and ready to go for those people who would like to use them. And you asked specifically for those, so I'll try to find that link for you and I'll post it. Oh, you just raided with a lot of people.
Cool. Thanks, Doctor.
Oh. Austin Sims. Can I read this online? I mean, I'm getting an emotional heart on just reading it silently. Austin says, imagine hearing these words. Donald Trump, due to the high crimes of treason, you have been sentenced to die via electrocution. Electricity will now be passed through your body until you are dead. That, I mean, is that like a haiku? You know, if it rhymed, it would be a poem. Since it doesn't rhyme, it's probably like a haiku.
Oh man!
But whatever it is, it touched me deep in my body, in my soul.
The dam's got to break, y'all. Something has to give. I cannot believe all these files, pedophiles, have been released, and there's not more arrests.
Not a single.
I mean,
thing.
Cash Patel.
Him alone.
Dude should be out the door immediately for lying.
Yeah, he should be out the door and then arrested for lying in front of Congress. We got. I mean, oh my goodness.
Bondi.
I'm about to say Bondi should be out the door too because she still hasn't released all the files like she's been ordered to. So.
Yep. Who's the one that helped him get off in the first place? The AG or whatever.
Phrasing.
I can't remember his name.
Shapiro and somebody else.
No, I think his last name starts with an A. Acosta? No, I don't know. But anyway, they need to go after that person too in the first place because they could have stopped the whole thing. So many people.
There's so much.
So many people.
I see a post out there that says, you know what? We should have risen up as a people whenever Mitch McConnell denied Obama his the very first time whenever he divided him his Supreme Court seat. Because Mitch McConnell is responsible directly for 2 or 3 stolen from us.
How do we not go after that dude?
We didn't have balls.
Steve Byrne caught that too. There you go.
Yeah.
Too much money behind them. That's the problem. There's so much money behind people like that.
And Merrick Garland is so true. Here's the deal. Whenever I am voting for whoever on the left is going to prosecute Trump and all of his lackeys to the fullest of the law. If they're not willing to do that, I'm not willing. If you've watched Battlestar Galactica, there was this coup and what we would think of kind of as the righties tried to take over, but they failed and they ended up not killing them all. They're like, oh, we'll just let let enough be enough, just forget about who did what and we'll be okay. And that led to like catastrophe as the people who remained were never brought to justice and they rose to power. And that's exactly what we saw here with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Merrick Garland.
Exactly. Nobody took the January 6th insurrection seriously enough, as far as I'm concerned. The man should have never been able to, Trump should have never been able to take power again. And everybody after that point should have done everything in their power to make certain that happened.
The fact that Donald Trump was in the Epstein files in 2016, 2015, and the Obama administration couldn't have not known about that. That alone. I mean, some people...
That does piss me off.
Really, it does.
And that Biden really could have seriously effed things up for Trump too. He could have pushed the DOJ to do something.
So who were they protecting that's in the files?
Well, you have to ask yourself that
because
question.
Otherwise, what would be the motive unless they were trying to protect somebody?
saw this thing that said, based on the percentage of how many people there are in the country and how many people there are in the files and all this business, to randomly have just another person be in the files with you, pretty small. Have like 37 members of his government are also in the files. Those odds ain't small.
Like somebody he recently just put.
Lindsey
I
Graham
can't
is in
remember.
there. We already talked about Lindsey Graham's in there. Jordan's in there. Quite a few of them are in there. What's his name? Oh, is it Hexeth in there?
Is he?
I don't remember if he is or not. And of course, you've heard about Elon Musk. Now, Elon Musk is melting the fuck down. Elon Musk is having a problem right now. Elon Musk's problem is he doesn't want to be associated with the pedophile ring. However, he is shamed that they didn't want to hang out with him. So he's on this fence of going, hey, I'm cool enough that they would have certainly have hung out with me if I were there. He really is. If you've seen his post, he's having that problem. It's almost like going to Donald Trump and going, you know what, Donald Trump, we don't think you were big enough to be part of the Epstein files. And Donald Trump would probably just fall apart himself. Oh no, I'm big enough. I'm important enough.
I'm the best.
Anyway.
I'm the best at trafficking.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Speaking of Elon Musk, I don't know if you've seen it, but his offices in France have been raided by the French police.
Oh, that's
What?
This morning. Yes,
Yeah, it just happened a couple hours ago.
Yep. Elon
I
Musk.
love that for him.
I do too. I really hope they're going to bring him to justice. That would be so fantastic. And this allegedly has something to do with CP that he and his people allowed to develop over on the X platform via Grok or some business.
Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can now.
Okay, sorry. It told me my mic disconnected, but that is absolutely atrocious that we've talked about this before. That number one, it was able to even happen because they have protocols for that. If you would try to do something in Chat GPT, they'd never let you. They would never let you draw porn of any kind, right?
So,
of any kind. So they could have just put that parameter, none of any kind. But then to even allow kids, nah. You need to be under the jail, straight to jail.
I'm going to blow some people's minds here, okay? Occasionally they talk about how in Star Trek they venerated Elon Musk. And the show Discovery, in the show Discovery in the first season, the captain of Discovery, what was his name? Do you remember his name? Played by Jason Isaacs, Captain Lorca. Somewhere along the way, Lorca starts mentioning the scientific minds of humanity, like Einstein and Elon Musk and somebody else. Now, some people are like, oh my God, now look what happened to Elon Musk. But if you know the story, you know that Lorca actually came from the alternate universe. He's a bad guy. There is, and this is one of the things I love pointing out to especially to the right wing who don't like, there is not a single heterosexual white male non-villain in Discovery. If it's a heterosexual male and he's white, he is a villain or bad in some way. And I love it for them. It worked for me. Lorca, you think, what about Lorca? Well, look at Lorca. Again, Lorca, sure, he seems to fit all those qualifications. But then you find out he's actually a villain. He's not a good guy. He's actually from the alternate universe. So whenever Lorca brings up Elon Musk, that's not really Star Trek.
Not a good thing.
That's not a good thing. It's not the good thing they wanted.
It's not a good mention. And I'm glad for that because I'd be so embarrassed. And my hubs, because he's a tech bro. He likes all things techie. So, he talked to Elon. Well, at least he's done this, and he used to watch the rockets go off on SpaceX and stuff. And I kept telling him, like, bro, anybody who is okay with slave labor in Africa so he can make money is effed in the head. Like, I don't know how to get, and it took a long time before we even knew about him being an Epstein list and who he associated with, before he finally started to get like, yeah, you're right. That's really weird and it's sick and he has money and he could do something about that and he chooses not to. I was like, oh my God, like, thank you. Thank you for finally seeing it. Wow.
now, whenever
Crazy.
we learn, I don't know if you guys have heard this, but now as we learn that the person who started 4chan was in cahoots with Epstein, and the entire part was to misinformation, and then Elon Musk bought X as part of that so they could control the narrative. Why are these son of a bitches not in jail? I'm not talking about in France. I'm not talking about just in why are they not in jail in any country? Why is any country not letting these bastards go? I mean, just not arresting them. It just boggles me.
I don't get it either. I have no idea. Well, I do know why, because they're all afraid. They all have their tails tucked between their legs.
Yeah. Let's see. I've got some chat going on here. Let's see what we've got here. Stephen Boyle, do you go to church at all? Jesus is King and Lord. Are you being sarcastic? Or are you being real? We do have a phone line if you'd like to come call up and talk about it and express yourselves. The question of the day, what we're really talking about is, well, should we tell them, or should we just let them call in and see how they treat Ryan?
Yeah, there you go.
Because I don't think anybody's if they've actually had anybody read the title of the show to them. So they probably don't know what it's really about.
Come on, Stephen, give us a call. Let's talk to us.
Joshua Hamish.
I promise to be nice.
Yes.
I can't speak for Chris, but I'll be nice.
Stephen Boyle. All glory to God. Okay. Really, I got to be honest with you, Stephen. You got to do more than just like little praise phrases like that, or my mods will bounce you for that. And I won't argue with them. If you're not going to provide anything conversation other than little prayers, we don't need that. We've heard them all. We've heard them
hundreds of times.
So we don't
hundreds
need
of times.
So we'll go on from there.
But give us a call and explain to me what convinced you that your God was real.
There we go.
That's what I'd like to know, is what it was that you learned or figured out that made you 100% sure that your God was real.
I'm going to do an interesting thing. Now, I discovered recently that I can't remove myself from this and let you guys go without screwing up the sound. However, I'm going to kind of just put up my little icon so I can work the back. I'm going to let Kelly and Ryan do some talking here. And we have got Fro from Norway. I believe it's Fro.
Oh.
Fro from Norway is back on the phone. Fro called us the other day and had some interesting beliefs. We didn't really get into so much, but I'm going to bring Fro up here and we'll see what Fro has to say. Here, can I bring Fro up?
Hi, Fro.
Hello, Fro. Can we hear you? Fro?
Not hearing
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
maybe.
no. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yes.
I am so
Hi,
sorry.
how are you today?
I muted my microphone before I started talking. I'm so sorry.
No worries.
Thanks
Good
for
morning.
calling.
Thank you.
Nice to speak to you all again.
And you. We've got Kelly here. Kelly's actually an experienced at this call-in stuff. What are your thoughts today, Fro?
I think that Christians would treat female-presenting hosts worse. I think it sadly is like that. There's this monarchy in Christianity that is being taught that I think is very wrong.
Okay. I agree.
Do you find it morally? You're a Christian, as I recall. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So do you find that like morally wrong, or,
I think that I have said many times that I wish God would get a new PR firm because the PR firm that's on Earth is not being very good presenting good Christian values. So yeah, I believe that it's just I think it's this that boys have been told to be mean to women. I just think it is like that, and they do it because they think they have their religion behind them.
I think there's a lot of encouraged stereotypes in Christianity, and it stems from, you know, the stuff that they read and they're trying to adhere to in the Bible.
Yes. Yeah.
One good thing I could say about Christianity, and it doesn't happen very quickly, but some Christian morals do change over time. You know, that slavery, for instance, how many Christians will stand up against slavery today? So, I mean, I wish it happened quicker. People would come to their senses a little bit faster with some of the moral dilemmas that we face today. But at least as our society changes, religion does tend to follow it. So it just takes a while for it to catch up.
Yeah, it kind of feels like we're trying to pull them out of the primitive age. Like, come on, if you want to bring your Bible with you, like, that's fine. But can you just leave the weird rules behind you?
Yeah.
But it also says in the Bible, like, the one without sin cast the first stone. Like, there are some principles in the Bible that I think that a lot of Christians have forgotten. And I sadly think it is like that because they are a member of some cults that are teaching them things that are not especially in the Bible. I think the Bible is more beautiful than some of the Christian organizations are.
I'd like to point out in our most recent experience about how modern day Christians are and how they have this extreme tendency towards projection and denial, it would almost seem to me like the person stating about not to cast the first stone would almost certainly be casting the first stone when nobody's looking. All of a sudden, right? Does it not seem that way?
Yeah. I don't disagree with you, Chris. Yeah, no, I think that's.
I'll let y'all get back to it.
I don't agree with you.
I had to give my 2 cents.
No, I think it goes back to what Fro was saying too, that God needs a better PR.
Yeah, and I do agree with Fro that there are some things that Jesus said that you could adhere to. That are very principled about, like, taking care of the widow and taking care of the poor and not judging people and not having to strictly adhere to the rules, because what's the point of that if you're harming people to do so? Because he would break the Sabbath, and he was okay with his apostles or disciples, whatever you want to call them, breaking the Sabbath if they needed to pick wheat to eat. So he knew how to be very rational when it was adhering to stuff in the Bible. And I think that Christians should take that advice and take things with a grain of salt when it comes from the Bible and be a bit more rational.
Fro, do you mind if I ask you a question? What was it that convinced you that God was real?
That is a very complicated question. I think it is a mix of personal experience, and I also believe that he's the course of all morality. I believe in the tag argument for God. I find the tag argument pretty convincing, personally.
Really? For morality?
A transcendental argument for God, yes.
That God has something to do with morality. Okay, I was just curious. I was just kind of...
Yes.
I never would have thought that.
It's called the tag argument.
We had a basic moral framework that's very close to the Christian one before the Bible was written. So, is that how do you explain that?
I believe that people have followed the morality of God for as long that he had created us.
So that we were following God's morality before God's morality was actually written down and taught to us?
Yes. It says in the Bible that it's supposed to lay in your heart, or is put in your heart.
But yeah, I get that, and that's what I was saying. You know, there is this. We have this. Humanity had this basic framework of morality before God, right? So is it just Christianity co-opting something that was already happening with humanity? Do you think, or do you think that it really came from God?
I believe that it came from God. I think when he created humans, he put conscience in our hearts.
Well, why wouldn't he put him in our hearts at the same time then? Why did it take so many thousands of years for us to come up with the idea to understand who God was? You know, why was it he could put our morality in our hearts, but not the knowledge of him? Isn't that kind of weird?
Yeah. There was an atheist that asked me the other day, why am I atheist? And I don't have an answer for that. I wish I knew, but I think the Bible also says that some people are born to be unbelievers. I don't have a good answer for that, I think.
Okay. These are some of the things that, you know, go ahead, Ryan, go ahead, please.
No, I was just, then maybe that's something you need to explore.
I was just going to say the same thing. I mean, there's a lot of questions that, you know, logical questions that don't seem to have logical answers. You know, the questions that come out of the Bible, they don't seem to have logical answers. And that's one of those things. And that's one of the reasons why I have a hard time accepting the Christian God, is because there's so many of these logical questions that I can't find answers to, if that makes any sense to you.
What would you say is your biggest question that you struggle mostly with?
For me, I need to have some kind of proof. I need to have some kind of unambiguous empirical proof before I will accept anything. And I am sure that almost every Christian I have ever met believes the same thing about everything but their God. Like you don't just accept that they're sea serpents because you don't have empirical, unambiguous proof that they're sea serpents. So you don't accept that proposition. But Christians will accept the God without that proof. So that's one of the things.
Do you think there's no proof of God?
I haven't seen any unambiguous empirical proof of God. I mean, I would love to see it, but I just haven't seen it.
I think it's a little bit naive. I'm not going to call you super naive, but I think it's a little bit naive to say that there's no proof of God. Even
I didn't say proof. I said unambiguous empirical proof. I'm defining the type of proof that I need.
Okay. I'm kind of curious.
So, I mean,
what is proof to Fro? No, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
What is proof to Fro? What is your proof?
I mean, I think the Bible is a good proof line. I think
it can't really
historical.
be, because if the Bible were good proof saying the Bible was real, then Spider-Man would be real because the book of Spider-Man says it's real. Though you can't use.
I understand that argument,
okay.
But I think that
it's also, to me, like using the Bible to prove the Bible, to me, is taking a power strip and plugging itself into itself and trying to be hoping that it's going.
What I meant was historical evidence.
Well, if I may answer that one too, surely it's going to have historical evidence because it was written thousands of years. They were really there at the time when the Babylonian kings were alive. So for some of the writers or authors or the people to tell these tales and mention a name that was really there, that's not a miracle at all. That's no proof that it was real. All it proves that some of those authors may have been alive at the time, but a lot of it's even just completely made up. There were no camels in the Middle East during the time whenever Moses claims to have had camels. Does that matter to you?
Oh, of course that matters to me.
Am I right, Miss Ryan?
Yeah, no, I didn't know.
I wasn't sure if it was Moses or David, but yeah, it's
one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, but archaeology has proven that at the time, whenever the story was written, that camels weren't in the Levant, if you will.
Just those kinds of thoughts.
See, see, I didn't know that.
Actually, you know, I have something, Fro, for you. Let me see if I can find it. This is something I find fascinating. It's a website that will give you a graphic representation of all the conflicts in the Bible, where one place it says one thing, another place it says another. It's one of my favorite things. Let me see if I can find it for you. Something else I've really recently learned while I'm doing my Evil God Monster of Abraham series, where I'm going through the Bible chapter by chapter by chapter. I've learned that God in the Bible often makes promises he never, ever keeps. If you go look at Abraham or Genesis chapter 16, he meets Abraham and says, hey, your family's going to have this land from this time to this time, and you're going to be honored, and this is going to happen, and none of it ever happens. The God of Abraham telling him specifically, straight up, dude, your family's going to own all the land from here to here, and it never happens. That's a lie from their God. Well, doesn't that alone bring pause to you people?
That bothers me. That would bother me.
It would bother me.
That would bother me. Yeah.
No,
And there's even prophecies that where God says they're going to win, like battles, and then they lose. So I'm like, okay, so God told you were going to win, and then
But could you show me that website, Chris?
I got it for you right here, brother. Give me un moment, s'il vous plaît. I'm going to post a link in the chat right now. It used to be, there's actually one called...
I'm not going to speak French back, by the way.
I didn't expect you to.
I wish you would.
I only know voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir, and I don't think you want that.
Oh,
Oh, that's hot and that's spicy, girl. Okay, now are you just seeing the chat, Fro? So if I post this in the chat, okay, I'm going to post this link in the chat for you. If you take your time, go look at it. What I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to be more gooder about being better at not being a jerk when I come upon somebody with beliefs like yours. Oftentimes I'm like, you're stupid. And that wins no one. It really does. It wins no one. So I'm going to try to be better. Anyway, if you'll go to that website, it's got some very fascinating information that you may find interesting. It's one of those things, if you've ever heard the notion that the Bible is in the inerrant word of God, and you want to keep that notion in your head, do not go to that website.
You're going to that website.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's too late, Chris. I guess I'm...
Bro. He said it's too late. He said it's
Too late. Oh, no.
it's too late.
I went to the website right away when you linked it.
I know. Now you're going to hell.
But I'm glad you're looking, though. That will be good for you. Like, take it to heart. And if you see something that's conflicting, go research that. That's basically exactly what I did when I found that image. And one of the stories that I looked into, I really thought it was fun. It was like a little adventure to me, like mystery and digging out the old details. But there's two conflicting stories about David when he takes a census of his people. And in one of the stories, it's Yahweh that causes the destruction of his people because he was pissed off at David for counting the fighting men. And then the other story, it's basically the same exact tale, but just retold through another lens. They say that it's Satan, it's Ha-Satan is the one who causes the devastation of David's people because Yahweh wanted him to. So really fun stuff if you take it that way and you know, don't go into it feeling afraid, but go into it just, you know, archaeology of sorts. Autopsy.
Did you say that
okay, maybe that's too morbid.
Ryan?
Ryan is, yeah.
Ryan,
I'm sorry.
ask you what
Your former JW.
what got you? What got you to leave that religion? May I ask you that?
It was a plethora of things that kind of eventually a dam broke. But I found out I was being lied to about something super serious. It was abuse against children. And that really upset me. And once I started to peel back the layers and found out how much they were covering, I was so disgusted. It kind of just made me go, wait, if these people that I trusted were capable of lying to me about something so big and so profound, what do other powerful people lie to me about? What else is being covered? And so here I am.
How much did you look into Charles T. Russell when you were inside, or when you came out?
Not until after. Like they thought he was a hero. Like he was kind of, hero type dude because he started the group. And then after like looking into him, like he was a pervert and he was misogynistic and he was just a businessman. He was a shyster. He was a snake oil salesman. He even said that religion is a snare and a racket. So he knew. So that's why he took advantage of people.
Guys, we got to take a quick break real quick. We're going to take a break. And whenever we come back, if Fro would like to continue, we don't have any other callers on the line yet. So we'll, if Fro wants to hang out during the break, we'll get and let him ask you more questions about your JW stuff. I love it whenever they're open-minded. At least they want to ask. It's like Adrian Belgrave, fantastic person. Still a Christian, still hanging out despite all the things, but he's so cool. We'll be back, Fro. If you want to hang out. Otherwise, we'll see you later, but we'll be back, guys, in just a minute.
Yeah.
Hello, and welcome to Shakespeare with a Redneck. Finally, I'm Wild Bill Wigglestick, and this is my trusty sidekick, Willie the Kid. And we'll be your handsome hosts, your gilded guide, your cowboys, concierges to Shakespeare. Oh, how cute. Wait, is that at 2, Ollie? Run along, little doggy. Bill, where the hell have you been? Well, I've been roaming the earth, going back and forth upon it, to and fro and whatnot. I like to travel too. Wait a second. Yep, back and forth upon earth, doing unto others before they do unto me. Bill, are you quoting the Bible? Trying to quote the Bible? Indeed I am. Despite my appearance, I am a man of culture and know many things, not just Shakespeare. Really? So you have a Shakespeare monologue related to atheism or skepticism? Indeed I do. Bear witness. Oh, this is going to be good. This is the excellent foppery of the world, that when we are sick in fortune, often the product of our own behavior, we make guilty of our disasters the sun, the moon, and stars, as if we were villains on necessity, fools by heavenly compulsion, knaves, thieves, and treacherous by spherical predominance, drunkards, liars, and adulterers by an enforced obedience of planetary influence, and all that we are evil in by a divine thrusting on. An admirable evasion of whoremaster man to lay his goatish disposition to the charge of a star. My father compounded with my mother under the dragon's tail, and my nativity was under Ursa Major, so that it follows I am rough and lecherous. I should have been that I am, had the maidenliest star in the firmament twinkled on my bastardizing. Wow, that really is spot on about what we cover here on the channel, about how, people... So here's a quick rundown of the situation. Bill, this non-believer, ignores the teachings of his learned father and ends up getting 4 people killed. Bill, that's not... Okay, carry on. Shakespeare was a heathenistic non-believer bound for the fiery pits of hell, just like yourselves. I don't think. And in order to throw the murderous church of the time off his heathen trail, he writes the skeptic as a sneaking, lying, adulterated father and brother, hating and betraying villain who ends up getting his comeuppance in the end. Bill, oh, come on, man. You're always blah, blah, Bible stuff, blah, blah, boring. You got to spice things up. Bill, tacos are spicy. Everybody loves tacos. Bill, tacos and boobies. Okay, you're not wrong there either. Tasty and delicious culture, baby, coming at you. Avoid the storm of familial discontent. Blow winds and clap your cheeks by clicking that subscribe button and hitting that. Wait a second. Don't you mean crack your cheeks? Nope. Bill. Send safely, my friends. Take care.
Peace.
Here we are. We're all back. Listen, Boyle, Stephen Boyle, stop with the preaching, man. Just speak, converse. I told you earlier, if you're just going to post scripture and little prayers and shit, it's not going to sit well in the chat very long. Good morning, Cerebral Savior. Thank you for joining us. I also see music. I can't speak today. Musical Monkey for you. Thank you for joining us. Why? Because Weebro is here. Elcars, love it. Good morning. Ba Weep Grana. Wait, sorry, I can do this. Ba Weep Grana, Weep Minibon. I have a batleth. Havano Pablo. Ooh. Everyone is going to the fairy tale hell of the others. That's true. Well said. And somebody earlier said, oh, yes, Joel Matthews is in the chat, wants to know if that's Donald Sutherland's brother, R.I.P. Ryan, I don't think it's fair that anybody should compare you to Donald Sutherland at all. That's very rude of them to do that. Yes, Dragon's Marine. That's a cool name. I didn't pick that. So good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And Skeptic, hey, that's it. Wes was here, was here. Good morning, Wes. Thank you for joining us.
Yes. And we got a super chat and a new member as well during the break.
Damn.
Pull that up real quick. We did get a new member.
We're hopping today.
The new member is Fro. Fro is still on the line, by the way. I'm going to let Fro pop back in because I forgot, right? Fro was even there because I'm not even paying attention. Fim Lovebot says, please mute Stephen Boyle so he either leaves or calls. Somebody muted him. Yeah, well, I gave that power over to Kelly and if because I'm not paying attention really. I'm doing the thing. We do have Rational Poet Jackie on the line here in a moment. We'll bring her up after we're done here with Fro. Do you have any final things you'd like to visit with us about Fro? For at least for now. You seem to be a repeat offender. Nice to have you. Oh wait, I may have muted Fro.
Fro? Oh,
Fro, can Fro hear us? There you are, Fro.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? Now we hear you.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was challenged last time I was here. I was challenged to tell you what I believe. And I was thinking that it was the reason I would call back again, because you wanted me to tell you what I believed.
Okay. Well, carry on. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So I would say I am a pretty free-minded Christian that likes to look at contradictions in the Bible. I think that it is important to have facts and don't believe in the lie. I like what Matt Dillahunty once said. He said that I want to believe as few false things as possible. I think that is important. And I think that people that are sure with their faith should investigate what they actually believe and actually stand behind it. So they know what they believe and why they believe what they believe.
Yeah.
It's a good stance to take.
Yes, I concur.
Appreciate that.
I think it's important to always question the things that you believe, especially the things that you believed for a long time, and to start questioning why you believe it, how you came to believe that thing, and is it worth still believing in if it isn't true? So, yeah, I think that's really, really good to reflect on stuff like that. So, I appreciate you that you feel that way.
If you're honest with yourself,
I honestly don't think it is this issue that a lot of people are making it, that there's this issue like it's Christian versus atheism. I think that if me and Ryan and Chris and you sat around the table, we would probably agree on a lot of things. And I think it's more important to find those things that we agree on than sitting and yelling at each other for things we disagree on. And when I said God doesn't have a good PR firm, I meant that. I feel like as a Christian, I'm commanded in the Bible to be the light of the earth. And I don't want to be someone that brings condemnation to people, because that's not what I'm called to do.
Yeah, and that's a large portion of Christianity, at least in the States. It's that end times style Christianity, Armageddon lust, like bloodlust. Just can't wait for the bad people to die. It's really kind of sad.
Well, you know what, Fro?
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead. I was just gonna go ahead. I'll let you finish so we can get Jackie up here and see what she's got going on. But I love what you're saying. You carry on for a moment.
Yeah, no, so when Jesus said turn the other cheek, he didn't say turn the other cheek except those and those individuals. We need, and I said as a general thing, we as Christians need to be kinder to people that aren't in our belief system. Even though we think they are wrong, there are ways of doing it in the correct way. And I think that brimstone and calling everybody to hell because they don't believe exactly the way we do it is a very dangerous road to go down to.
Yes.
It can. Yeah.
Agreed.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. There's an old saying, there's a million paths to heaven and we can't all take the same one. So
True that. I'm gonna let you go, Fro, for now, man. I appreciate you calling us today. Of course, watch tomorrow, and I'm gonna see what Rational Poet Jackie has to say. I think Jackie is actually a mythicist.
thanks for calling, Fro.
Thank you, Fro.
Yeah. Thank you for taking my call as always. And remember, Norway is best. Bye.
Yeah, no, man. If only I could go to Norway, I would so go.
Oh, if you can still hear me, I live in a town named Norway, believe it or not.
Do you really? Let me bring up
I really
Poet
do.
Jackie.
I really do. So I could say I'm Norwegian too, in a way.
Oh,
In a
dear.
way. Let's see. Apparently, this thing is
You're
going to
not
make me click
leaving
the
it.
button twice. It doesn't know how I feel about making me click the button. There's Rational Poet Jackie.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
I was listening to the last caller, and I really do appreciate that we have allies that are believers. The only thing I would say is when we're blunt about religion, we don't want you taking. If you're an ally, we don't want you taking it personally because it's not aimed at you. It's aimed at the dicks that you said bad PR. The people that it's aimed at them. Okay, we want allies. We definitely do. But if I'm being blunt, I guess I would tell the last caller, you could look at it like we both went to a movie together. You thought the movie was great. I thought it sucked, and here's why. And I want you to look like I am an atheist, and I'm very blunt about religion. But I don't want you to look. Yeah, I'll also put it this way. Say, I love my mom. She was Catholic, but if she came up to me and she said, Serena Williams beat the Chicago Cubs in the NHL Stanley Cup, I would look at her and go, what?
Huh?
Huh? What? Okay. So that's how I feel about religion, but that's a woman I love. But I wanted to get to, I am a mythicist though. I do accept that something had to start Christianity. Otherwise Christianity would not exist. But it certainly didn't go down the way Bible believers believe it went. First of all, none of the authors used their real names. All of the books the first book wasn't written until about 70 CE. And the apologists, this is the part that I love bringing up to apologists all the time. When they bring up Pliny the Younger, Suetonius, and Tacitus, and people like that, none of them lived in Palestine or Israel. They all lived in Italy or the Roman Empire, respectively, and they were all born after the fact. So all of the New Testament is second-hand hearsay. There's just no polite way to put it. I would hardly call that. It's like I said, something had to inspire the story. But it was retrofitted to me. When you read the New Testament, it looks like some guys were reading some legends around the past, and they slapped a name on it. That's what it reads to me like.
Well, there are lots of ways that stories can come up and start off as one thing and develop and evolve into something else. And you can start with a character whose name is Bob, and by the time the story ends up later, it's actually Robert. Or a character who starts as their name is Emmanuel and starts up being Jesus. I don't know how that works.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, the letters Jesus, J-E-S-U, do not appear in the Old Testament. So they have to retrofit, well, it could have meant this, blah, blah, blah. So they have to reach backwards to make it fit. And that's what the New Testament does. It reaches, it's not forward predicting.
Right.
It's looking backwards, and we're saying, okay, how can we start this new movement and apply it to the Old Testament? How can we do that? So it's retrofitting. And even the Hebrews, there is, I looked at the world's major religions, and to me, I have not found one yet that is not based off of something else prior transcendentally. And even the Old Testament is the Yahweh character is stolen from Canaanite polytheism. So, I mean, the three Abrahamic religions stem from polytheism. And,
Yeah.
So that's where
They don't want to talk about that part, though.
Yeah.
No,
I don't like when you bring that up.
Yeah, especially theologians. That's another one. Theologian to me is like an expert of Star Trek and Star Wars. What exactly do you have a degree in?
Well, if the subject matter, if it ever comes up to where the importantest of things were Star Trek or Star Wars, then your information and your expertise may be valued. But when we're talking about like whether medical health care is deserved for women and you're an expert in Star Wars, these things aren't really...
Well, they shouldn't be. They say they shouldn't be, but they are affecting politics, and that's why we speak out. I don't have a problem like the guy that you just talked to. I don't have a problem with him because he knows how to separate that from government. Fine, go do have at it. I will drive you. I literally used to drive my mom to church. I never went in with her because she knew it wasn't my thing, but I would drive her there and drop her off. Okay? As long as you know how to leave it at the freaking government door, I don't have a problem with you. But as soon as you start, well, I want the 10 Commandments in public schools, okay. You are the same people that rightfully point at theocracies like Saudi Arabia, Iran, and Afghanistan, and Pakistan. You go, those are horrible places to live. They're theocracies. So your solution is to turn America into a Christian version? How about
but that's our theocracy.
So it's different. Western, imperialist, capitalist. That's the best.
Because we're white Christians, and white Christians own everything.
Well, also, there's have you ever noticed that they always want the 10 Commandments, but they never want the Sermon on the Mount? Why is that? All right, I really want to say a shout out to Hayden Todd real quick. Good morning, Hayden Todd. Hayden Todd is a Catholic evangelist, a Catholic evangelist, and a minister. Good morning. Welcome to the Damn Nation. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
Oh, I wouldn't. I just wanted to shout out.
I'm still hang around.
Yeah. I mean, you can leave. We were just.
I thought you were. Okay.
You gotta know, Jackie. Listen, here's what you gotta know. As I run the show, I have to occasionally stop and shout out to people in the chat. Just know that.
Okay.
So if you call and you go on about yourself, that's fine. Just know I'm going to interrupt you every now and then and just say hi to Ricky Hits 6547 who's in the chat. Good morning.
You're not living up to the show, though. I just want to say one more thing, and I will let you go. You're not living up to the show. The show title is, about women in the butt, right?
Yeah. That's the topic of the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so why is Ryan allowed to speak in this show? I mean, I'm just totally offended.
I know. I've been waiting for somebody to call her out. Today. Don't speak while I'm speaking, woman. No. She will taser me. I'm sorry, Miss Ryan.
Yeah, she'll taser me too. I should. All right, you guys go have your fun. I got to get out of here. I'm going to go do a little bit of shopping.
Well, thank you, Rational Poet Jackie.
Thanks, Jackie.
All right.
Thanks for
All
calling.
right, bye-bye.
We appreciate you. I'm going to real quick shout out. So I've seen a lot of new faces here in the chat this morning. Of course, Dragons Marine, Ad Blockman. Good morning, Ad Blockman. And of course, Ricky Hits. I did call you out a minute ago. The chat's going by so fast and I'm kind of doing things. So I don't know if y'all are mostly friend or foe, but I did want to say hello to all of you. And let me toggle the pin there on Hayden. Good morning, Minister Hayden. I don't know how you like to be addressed, and all that business. Hello. I think it's interesting. We're fixing to go to a commercial. I hope Minister Hayden has a sense of humor. Minister Hayden is here. If you're still here, have you heard of Father Flanagan and his line of products? Stuffed Beagle is here. I mean, not just any beagle, stuffed one.
A stuffed beagle.
I know. Please explain your views on quantum physics and the laws of the universe in relation to or the existence or non-existence of a creator. Man, those are very fascinating, interesting. None of it has anything to do with the creator. Thank you for playing. Yeah.
I don't know what the relationship is there, so I can't.
That was a sentence.
There's only a creator. There's only a creator there if you choose to kind of put one there, but just because you do that doesn't mean it's real or valid for anybody else. We've given numerous examples, not only of how this universe could have come from other pre-existing universes, how it could be one of a bunch of different universes, and Kelly even talked last time about how it could have created itself out of a bubbling nothing. So we don't need God at all for that, really. So, matter of fact, I would think that the complexity of quantum mechanics and all that business, that it's so hard for so few, or that so few are able to actually read and understand it, that it's clearly not the language of God. If it were, I mean, in a way, it's the language of the universe, but it's not the language of God. If his language of God, it was a language he didn't want anybody to understand, except for Stephen Hawking.
It's just like when Faiza, whatever, I'm sorry, the Muslim caller, when he said that, well, it's easy to memorize the Quran or whatever. Well, I don't speak that language. So how is that like God's language if it is not easy for everybody to understand and read?
I think Feynman said that if you understand quantum physics, you don't understand quantum physics.
Yeah. We've got let's see, a super chat.
My pay grade, so above my pay grade.
Way above. We got a super chat from Fro from Norway for 50 Norwegian krones. I believe that's what the dollars are over. I just want to say I love you all and thanks for talking to me again and again. We appreciate you. Hey, anybody willing to be open and talk and converse? We have a lot of Christians come in the chat, theists come in the chat that are less than genuine. They're ugly. They're vile. They say mean, ugly, vile things, and we'll bounce them. But if you'll find that if a theist comes in and genuinely converses with us, we'll debate with them and we'll talk with them. I didn't see if the pastor was, the minister was still here. I'm going to play our Holy Halos commercial real quick. When we come back, it looks like we've got Jeff, the skeptical disciple, is on the phone with us, and we'll hear from Jeff this morning. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. Let me find that. I switched things up here. Where is our Holy Halos? On front. All right, there we go. Boop. Next up in the bark bank, a clergyman with a holy hustle and maybe a few unholy loopholes.
Hi, Barks. Blessings and belly rubs to you all. I'm Father Flanagan, and today I'm here seeking $50,000 for 3% of my soul-saving startup, Holy Halos, the world's first, soon-to-be, church-approved condoms. Following the ways of the Lord can be hard and often require sacrifices of the flesh. Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of Holy Halo condoms.
Hold on, Father. The church very much doesn't like condoms. How do you expect to sell these?
Well, you're right, but these aren't just any condoms. No, my furry financiers, these are permeable. But every single halo has been dipped in holy water, a divine divider between you and sin. You can finally frolic freely and still keep that sweet spot in heaven. Permeable, but dipped in holy water to keep the sin out, but let the babies in.
Let you get your stick wet without getting your stick stuck.
If you know what I mean.
Oh my. Very embarrassing every time.
So basically, they don't work as condoms, but they let you get away with having sex without going to hell?
Exactly. The church gets to keep making babies, but you don't have to keep going to confession. Think of it. No more guilt. No more awkward "I'm saving myself for marriage" speeches. With holy halos, you can take those pray hands and turn them into lay hands.
Didn't I read that holy water is full of bacteria like E. coli? Won't this be harmful to women's health?
The words are English, but I don't understand the question.
How are you addressing the issue holy water presents for women's health?
Again, I'm not understanding.
She does that. Well, we don't get it either.
Is that mesh from a window screen?
Ah, that's a keen eye you have there, young lass. Yes, yes. Another fine selling point. Rough on the outside to increase her shame, as it should be. But soft and smooth on the inside, internally lubed and ribbed for his pleasure. We even have custom scents.
Scents? Now you have my attention. What flavors we talking? Don't pitch me that vanilla missionary nonsense, Padre.
Well, we do have virgin vanilla, but we also have miracle mint and cooing camel and my personal favorite, sweat of the Savior.
And the Vatican, they've blessed this endeavor?
Well, not exactly. I'm still waiting on the papal decree one way or the other.
I love it, but you're asking 50 grand for only 3%. That's rough, Father, real rough.
Not running with the big dogs on this one. I'm gonna stay on the porch.
Me too. Good luck, Father. 15%.
Ouch, 15%, that's highway robbery even for the church.
Come on, Father. We're dogs. We know a bone when we see one. 10%, and we'll even bless your branding.
Look, meet me in the middle, 7%, and I'll baptize all your puppies.
7% works for me. Father Flanagan, it looks like
Wait a second. Our producers say we have a special call-in bidder. Let's get him up on the screen. Folks, we have the guardian of the sacred fire hydrant himself. Oh no. Defender of the holy tennis ball and eater of the golden kibble, Pup Oliver Poops a Lot the Fifth.
Flanagan!
Yes, your poetry.
50,000 at 20%.
20%?
And you get to keep calling yourself a father.
Sold to the pup in the very fine hat.
I knew you'd see it my way.
You're very wise, your hiney. Would there be anything else?
You may leave.
Father Flanagan's line of holy halos, ultra thin, spiritually thick. Available in 3 sizes, conservative, medium, and liberal. All right, we are back, and I just want to mention good morning to Woke Donkey Hole. They are asking the question, is the show live? No, this is pre-recorded. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not here.
We just knew you were coming.
We did ahead of time. We have precognition. That's what we are. Stephen Boyle, you're having a very interesting conversation with the chat, I'm sure. There was somebody I wanted to say hi to. Somebody new. I didn't recognize the name. Danielle. Danielle Austin. I think I said. Good morning, Danielle. Thank you for joining. I don't mind the Christians being in the chat or the theists being in the chat. Some people can be very cool. Again, with the whole, if you're just going to drop things like, Jesus loves you and all that business, we're not going to put up with that, do the debate thing. But otherwise, you're welcome to sit around and stir up the atheist in the chat all you want. Just be prepared to learn something you may not want to know.
And please don't keep making threats. It's just...
Yeah. Threats. No threats. We don't do threats. But threats with hell is a threat, right? I mean...
Yeah, hell is a threat.
Yeah. Oh, we've got Jeff here. Let me bring Jeff up. I'm going to bring up Jeff. Stuffed Beagle, good morning. Says quantum physics is a scientific explanation of the universe and consciousness is a spiritual explanation of the mechanics of the universe. I will assure you a creator exists and you are in it. Thank you for your cooperation. Good morning, Jeff. Skeptical disciple. How are you doing this morning? Jeff can't hear us. I keep forgetting that. Good morning, Jeff. Constipated. I did not mean that. I did not mean Jeff, the skeptical disciple.
Did you say constipated?
I almost. I'm so sorry.
I'm very regular, thank you. Very regular.
Thank you for telling us.
All right. Hi,
Write
Chris
that down.
and Rian and Kelly. This is my first time seeing you on here. Hi.
Good morning.
Hi.
I came up before and we had a good conversation. I wasn't constipated at that time.
No, and you weren't drunk.
I really got the impression we had a good conversation. I really got the impression from you guys that you welcomed contrary opinions, and an honest sort of debate. So
if I may,
have a question here because
I hate to interrupt you. 1,000 apologies. Somebody said we missed their super chat. We didn't. I think we got it. I just want to say I love you all. We did get your super chat. We did read it. Fro, sorry you missed it. I'll read it again. All of them at the end of the show. I'm going to step aside because I'm having a dog emergency. I don't know if y'all can hear him in there. I'm going to step aside. Kelly, if you will engage, Kelly and Ryan and Kelly, if you'll engage with this individual, I'll be back.
Sure, love to. Thanks for calling. Jeff, right?
Yeah. So here's my question earlier, and you guys actually just mentioned it, people trying to preach in chat and that sort of thing. And so I asked the question in chat. I was like, why such a visceral reaction when people try to preach in chat? And it was an honest question. And I got a different impression from your mods than what I had gotten from you. I was immediately called a toxic unwanted guest and a pedantic contrary fuckwit.
Wow.
By one of the mods.
And that was by the mods.
Asking that question. Blue? Yes. Yeah, often something.
Sorry about that.
I'm sorry for laughing, Jeff.
I laughed too, but I was like, hold on.
They got a sharp tongue.
I've been coming and hanging out and listening to you guys. I was in your was it Jugs and Java or whatever yesterday?
Java and Jugs.
And I was listening to that, and I really, I'll leave criticisms aside. I do have a lot of respect, Ryan, for you because it seemed like you were just there to have a genuine conversation. I'm not sure about your co-hosts. One in particular seemed more about, just the signaling and faking the Martin Luther King accent and that sort of thing, which I thought was a little inappropriate. But regardless, you seemed like you just wanted to have a genuine conversation. And I listened to a lot of the stuff that you guys talk about on here, and I don't agree with a lot of it, but sometimes you come across some really good points. You guys have some really good points. So just before I continue to kind of hang out and try to engage in the conversations, I just want to get some rules of engagement. If every time I'm going to say something contrary in chat, I need to be ready, to be aggressive. Then
I'm seeing one of the
like to know that ahead of time.
Calling you in particular a toxic unwanted guest, but they were referring to some of the people that we have had 2 or 3 people in the chat this morning that have been very trollish. And if they're not theists, they've at least been acting like they are.
I get that. No, this was directly at me because I have come up before with some contrary opinions. So yeah, this was directly at me.
All right. Well, like I said, the mod said he wasn't saying it to you in particular, but okay.
Well, I would love to.
I don't want to get that deep into it and screenshot
on
the
the
comments.
up and up on one hundo, but I'm sure there are going to be times where mods are going to take some things more serious than others, or not have the spoons, if you will, to deal with things on that day, or what have you.
I get it, and I can only imagine. Imagine what the types of people that come in and out. So I just kind of wanted to clear that up before I continue. You know what I mean?
Cool.
I'm not here to offend anyone. I'm here to ask some questions.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
And a comment was made that skeptical and disciple were like contrary words, and I do think a lot of people maybe need to look up the definition of skeptical. Just because you're skeptical doesn't mean there's nothing that you believe in. That's silly. Maybe you should look that up. So, but anyway, I will get out of your hair. That's really all I wanted to do, is to just make sure that I'm welcome here to bring a differing opinion.
Sure. Is there any questions you have or anything that you'd like to ask Ryan or I?
Nothing in particular. Not today. I'm just kind of kicking back and listening.
All right.
Hello. I'd like to point out that thank you for calling in, and we appreciate it. Well, I try to be easy on the modding, and we've talked about it on the channel because we, for reasons we do want people to be here. Sometimes though, it does get difficult as to who, it's just
discerning who's genuine and who's not. I understand.
Exactly correct.
So,
yeah.
And I can't say at least he didn't go right off the bat and just time me out or mute me or whatever.
I have to go back and look.
That's good.
To see.
Because
we do get
he didn't.
Yeah, we get a lot of antagonistic people, and it goes by so fast. It's hard to.
And it's easy to take something out of context as well when.
Oh.
You have like 10 words to try to explain yourself.
Yeah. I also want to mention real quick that what may be part of the confusion, possibly could be part of the confusion, is a lot of people in our community who are atheists go by the term skeptical.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, I understand.
And that may, some of our people may initially think that's exactly what that's supposed to be. I just wanted to kind of throw that.
Right.
So thank you for calling,
No,
Jeff.
skepticism is good. You should always ask until you understand. But it doesn't mean you can't believe in anything. It just means you should ask questions.
Right.
True.
See, there is a large misconception among Americans that skeptical means cynical, right? And I think it's important for people like you and I to to dispel that notion, because there is a lot of people who think just because you say you're skeptical, you don't believe in anything, that you're just cynical about everything you hear. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Words are important.
You're exactly right.
Yeah, semantics are important.
Yes, 100%. Very important.
I don't want to get caught up in semantics, because you totally can. A good friend of mine has his name Puck. I don't know if anybody knows who Puck is, but Puck's rule of philosophy is that any philosophical discussion will end up being wrapped up in semantics eventually. So you can't really dive too deep into semantics, but I think it's really important to use the right words when you are talking and communicating with someone. So,
yeah, 100%. You don't want to get off the point and just get into semantics. But yeah,
one of my favorite authors, Tom Robbins, said there is no such thing as a true synonym. So, I have to agree with that.
Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. I like it. All right, you guys, I will let you get back to doing what you were doing. I also want to say, hey, just let you know that after our initial thing, I have been watching. I have been listening.
Well, good.
Cool. We'll keep doing it. We appreciate it.
And I did just want to interject before you go. I did want to say that I do feel like my co-hosts are genuine people. They're good people. If there's something that troubled you or what have you, like I don't know that I can comment on that, but I know them and they are good people and they have good hearts.
How about us?
Right. Yeah, that's it.
No, not you guys. He said something about J&J, I guess.
Oh, you're right. I was in the other room. J&J. Jugs and Jugs. Yes, I'm sorry. Gotcha.
And the name of that stream is awesome, by the way.
Yeah. On the topic, I just want to mention that if it came to it and they wanted to, I would be glad to on the phone line for them if they wanted to take calls on the job.
Oh.
I don't know how we'd figure that out. We'd figure it out though. So thank you, Jeff, for calling.
Yeah, thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Appreciate it. Good talking to you this morning.
Curiosity cured the cat.
Yes. Right, Stephen Boyle. Yeah, let me just I just want to see.
Stop.
I just want to see, because you know how my man.
It wouldn't be bad if he was actually engaging or talking to somebody, but no, he's just throwing bumper sticker shit out there. So,
yeah. Good morning, Gary Rispecki. I think Gary. I hope I said that right. Greg S is here. Ricky Hits, Elcars, a lot of Star Trek. And
I see a lot of new names out there. That's awesome.
I know.
Welcome, everybody. It's good to see you here.
Yes, I did. Did anybody see if the minister got to the Catholic minister saw the Holy Halos commercial? I didn't. I never saw it.
I don't know.
Catholic minister.
There was a Catholic minister in the chat, or an individual who claimed to be a Catholic minister. I can't remember his name because I'm a bad person. But yeah, are you still there, Catholic minister person? Did you think it was funny? That's because some people take that stuff, their stuff really serious. And other people are like, yeah, that's funny, that's cool, and they're willing to just understand that life is life and kind of live it and be cool. Stuffed Beagle says, do you have any thoughts on the Temple Mount not being the true location of the temple and the correct location being in the city of David just south of the temple, aka Fort Antonia? I'm not very. What's that, Ryan?
I don't think I'd heard that before.
Yeah,
I haven't either, and it honestly, I'm just don't care.
Yeah, it's really not often.
Well, there's that. Maybe I might have a historical interest in it, but other than that, and it does, and even the big deal. I mean, so the temple's 20 miles farther south than people thought it was. Oh, my whole life's going to be changed tomorrow.
Is that supposed to prove or disprove something?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Can you give me some context?
Yeah, I'm still not even sold on David being real. Allegedly, there's a teensy weensy piece of evidence, but I'm just still not sold.
I hadn't heard the evidence part.
I'm actually not being sold that this is actually real. So
we're not real.
We may not be. We did miss a super chat here. It's almost time for us to wrap up the show, though. I'll do it here in just a moment, whenever we're ready.
Yeah, man, that happened quick. I had such a good time and flew by.
It did. It did. It's been a fun show. I very much appreciate you guys being here. It is Tuesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. I think here's what we're going to do. Don't clutch your pearls, my friends. We're not going to do Sci-Fi Friday anymore. We're going to just do a regular call-in show. Yeah. I love my sci-fi. I love talking about it with my peeps, but we get 70, 80 viewers doing a regular call-in show, and we get like 30,
For sci-fi.
Yeah. So Sci-Fi Friday.
Yeah.
So it's just, I'll enjoy it myself. Yes. Ryan's like, yay, no more movies to watch.
I'll come and hang out no matter what you do.
Maybe we'll get more callers. We'll talk about supernatural things that we can tie into science.
Yeah,
if I miss the show, it's only because I have an appointment or I overslept. So,
okay. Awesome. Well, see, Fern, now that if we don't have an official Sci-Fi Friday, then we can kind of just really talk about it anytime we want to. Yeah, because we're big on the
we
sci-fi.
can just have sci-fi 15 minutes of the show or something.
That may be it. Yeah, that's probably it. All right, so I'm going to do our super chats real quick. Fern Lovebond for $2 says, please mute Stephen Boyle so he either leaves or calls. I think he's been muted and all that business, and I'm hoping he'll stop being a jerk and just kind of be genuine, and we won't have to bounce him permanently.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to him if he wants to have a serious conversation.
I haven't seen any indication of that yet.
No, I haven't either.
Steve guy?
Yeah, Steve. Yeah. And then Fro from Norway became a channel supporter and called in. Thank you, Fro. And gave us 50 Norwegian krones. I think they're called krones. And says, I just want to say I love you all. And thanks for talking to me again and again. We appreciate you. Thank you for calling in. And then we also have a woke donkey hole who gave us, I think it's 100 yen. My little thing is kind of small and I can't really see it. I think it's 100 yen. Thank you for the coin, Woked Donkey Hole. I love that name. That's fantastic. Okay. I thought it's live. It is live. Yeah. Surprise. It's live. There was one time this guy comes in, he's like, is this an atheist show? And I'm like, is it atheist? I mean, anyway,
what does it say?
What does it say? When we're done, guys, we're gonna. Thank you all. Did I get them all, or did I get distracted by my own business here? Yes, we did get them all. Thank you all for your support, my wonderful friends. We very much appreciate you. Thank you all to those people who called in. I do see more people showing up, more names in the chat that I didn't recognize from before. Joe Bedham, thank you for joining us. Side of fries Friday sounds good. Ooh, I could use that.
I know.
Oh, I have a pizza in the oven. I'm going to get fat right after this.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you very much. Ryan, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow for Wednesday.
Thank you.
Kelly, at
I'll
least
see you next Tuesday.
At least, yes, sir.
All right, cool. Sounds
Thank
good.
you. All right. Take care,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Sin safely, my friends. We'll see you next time.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan here to set the tone. Confession booths busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goat's the scent that leads the way. Clean your slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff, find redeeming grace. From your living room to the kitchen sink, light the gold candle.